I'm muted. Good thing I did a little test. Whew. Perfect. Hold on, I'm gonna mute again. I am absolutely terrible about my audio levels, so trying to get that better and taken care of. I am so caught up on my sewing commissions right now, so we're gonna do some diamond painting because why not? Why not? Get some stuff out. It's huge. I'm not even halfway yet. This thing is massive. I think these are all my duplicates. I have so many. I have more. This one came with more colors and fits into this box. I have a second box. Hello, 19 dog me. I'm not speedrunning the diamond painting, though I am trying to. It's huge. It's huge. But it's massive. I didn't actually look at the size when I ordered it. I just thought, oh my gosh, this is so expensive. It turns out it was expensive because it's like the section, it's huge. It's like 21 by 31 inches or something. Absolutely massive. So trying to get my bearings on what needs to get done. But it's a quiet day here at the house. Baby's napping. Kindergartner's at school. It's snowing outside. It's my favorite thing, but 19 dog meat, welcome in. Thanks for saying hi. Appreciate ya. Check my wax levels. I think I'm gonna need more. So, yeah, I'm not speedrunning anything. I have to get some measurements for a few more of the costumes that we're doing. So I gotta wait for measurements to come in for some of them. Sew-a-thons are your new favorite sport. What do you sew? Or do you just like watching sew-a-thons? Oh, I bet you my tags are still listed as sewing. I could probably fix that. I don't actually remember how. Let's see. We'll pull that off. I'm going to awkwardly lean over the top of this. There we go. Got it. The only thing you sew are buttons. Oddly enough, I feel like buttons are maybe one of the more trickier things to sew personally, because they have to stay on. And if you're sewing them for young children, you've got to make sure that they're not going to pop off and become a choking hazard. So that's always super exciting. I guess it's not exciting or terrifying, depending on how you are. But I generally, when I buy a coat from the store these days, I immediately reinforce the buttons. But some people can do it with a sewing machine. I'm not that good at it. I absolutely have to sew it by hand. Let's see if I can figure out how to get this text bigger. I don't know. That's okay. I'll just squint over here at you, trying to read what it says. But it is snowing today, and I knew it was supposed to snow. I just thought we would have a little more time. I thought it was going to start a little later in the day. I personally really, really enjoy the snow, so I'm not mad about it at all. I'm just putting new wax or gel. I don't know if it's called wax or gel. I did learn recently that the actual diamonds are called drills. That's new. Did not know that they were called drills. But it's fine. What color am I going to do? I think I might work on... Let's see if I can zoom this in just a little bit. I think that might be a little better for your viewing pleasure without mucking up the space too much. I'm going to use that section. I feel like organizing the diamond paintings is almost as much work sometimes as doing the project. So I think I'm going to work on T, this little, it looks like a T to me. There's quite a bit of it going through here. So we're going to color block that. That is number 8823. All right, so we'll use my new organizer that I got the idea from Black Sheep Meats. If you haven't followed her, go check her out. She does amazing diamond painting. She is much more dedicated than I am to it. It's so cool. But it got me. I'm like, oh, I could diamond paint today. So I had more 823 than fits in here, so I just, ooh, there's the camera. I think it might look a little black to you guys, but it is a very dark navy blue. We're going to put this in. And if you're here, welcome in. My name is Julie, or Sew Royal. I normally am sewing custom dance costumes. It's kind of my jam. Or sewing clothes for my kids or bags. Oh, my watch thought I was talking to her just now. That was fun. Thanks, Siri. I'm good. Oops. So, yeah, but I'm caught up on my commissions right now. I'm waiting for some sizing to come through. I need to do some measurements and then go take some more, and then go try some things on a fitting. And then I'll get going on some other stuff. So I thought today diamond painting might be kind of a nice way to spend a cold, wintry day. Got so much stuff on my to-do list, I can reward myself with something kind of fun. Pull this green one out. This whole blue number, it has a lot of green in it. I'm sure it got mixed up in manufacturing, and both packages did, so I've been sorting that out, which has not been a big deal. And then I've had a whole bunch of them that they're like stuck together, and I'm pretty sure they must have been packaged while they were still warm, so I feel like I've been filtering that out. But yeah, if you're here, welcome to just hang out, watch, chat, or not, or lurk. Just listen to some tunes. All of these are very new for me. I have not heard any of these songs, so they're all, let's see if I can dig this out. Just gonna, if I can dig this gel wax out of there, put some fresh in. Pretty sure my 5-year-old has been playing with my stuff. So, oh, sorry, the camera's in opposite end of the thing that I'm used to. I apologize. Just holler at me if I get out of screen. I'll do my best to look up. Also, I am getting another camera to go over my sewing machine, which is super fun. My husband said, well, he said he'll help me figure out how to do it so I'm not constantly stepping over cables, because my sewing machines are behind me. And right now, this camera is also my, I just move it over to my sewing machines, and I really like the angle, but we're trying to figure it out so I don't have to move it every time. But also when it's set up, I'm not tripping over it when I'm sewing or in this area when I'm not streaming. So figure that out. But all my cameras today were fighting me. This one had died because it's an iPhone hooked up, an extra one we had laying around, and my hair is a mess today. This camera kept wanting to disconnect, and I think it's because there's an update. Because on my other computer, the software updated today, but it hasn't updated on this one, so I don't know. Technology, man. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's a hot mess. I never know anymore. I never know, but my heart is still pounding today. I had PT today, physical therapy. My heart is still bumping from that. Oh, none of those stuck because I didn't push hard enough. Push, drill, drill. I don't like the head on this one as much. It's really comfortable to hold because of the shape, but this head is it's kind of too big for these specific drills, so I like the cheap one for that it came with, but I use it for my big long one. Mind if I put that up there? It's where I'm more comfortable with it. Also, this little, I hate when the wax is like this. I put fresh wax in, but I don't like fresh wax. Hey, Lurkslot, how are you? Good to see you, or chat with you, since I can't see you. Just pulling out some of the excess that's making it hard to press a little bit. I'm no expert. This little set that I got as well came with, I guess they're metal, the metal tips, but they also came with tips for the end that are metal, and I don't like them. I just don't think they're small enough for these specific drills, which is fine. Actually, yeah, we're good. But physical therapy was a butt kicker. All of my restrictions have been lifted, so I now get to work my way. I guess my only restriction right now is, quote, nothing extreme. Okay. So I obviously haven't been cleared to ski, which is fine. Ski season hasn't started yet. So we'll get there for skiing. We'll get there. I'm not worried about skiing yet. Oh, Hefty Lady, thank you for the follow. I think I was on when you started following, and I apologize that I didn't catch that at first. I just thought it was my entrance, so I apologize. Thank you for the follow. I very much appreciate that. I'm still trying to figure all of this out, so thanks for your patience, but thank you. It means a lot. I'm glad to have you around. I'm working towards my affiliate with Twitch. Getting there. Slowly. Trying to figure out what I like to do while I'm streaming. I did some crochet the other day. I've got some knitting I could pick up. I have a hat I'm working on, but I really haven't. Sorry, that jiggles the whole camera when my hand is on it. Sorry. I'm a knitter who's trying to learn to crochet. I know the basics for crocheting. I don't know some of the intricacies of it. So things like, I have to look up a lot of what the stitches are, and are they called stitches when they're crochet? Yeah, they're called stitches. I still have to look a lot of those up. I don't know them. Whereas you can give me just about any knitting pattern, and I know what the stitch is talking about most of the time. Sometimes there's, a thing here or there that throws me off. I'm just being a hot mess. still feeling a little amped up from PT. PT has me jumping right now. Like, I spent 40 minutes essentially jumping. It was a lot. A lot. And I came home and the babysitter had gotten one kid ready for school and the other kid was all worn out and ready to nap. Just gonna have a quiet afternoon. Quiet afternoon where I'm not like working. I'm just doing something for myself. It's great. I love it. But I will say this little painting has maybe come together a little faster than I expected. Or maybe not. I don't know what fast is really. But I opened it up and it was massively intimidating when I opened it. Because I'd never done this before. I mean, really, I didn't even know it was a thing until I watched someone else stream it on Twitch a couple months ago when I was down for my surgery. So that was a surprise. And I was like, yep, this is something I can do while being stuck in a chair post-surgery. It was 6 weeks non-weight bearing. It was a long time. Long time not being able to pick up a 1.5-year-old. Long summer for my 5-year-old who just wanted to like get out and play. And I couldn't. Like, I really didn't even have a way. She could go outside without me. That was no problem. But I didn't really have a great way to watch her because for a long time I wasn't very comfortable without my leg elevated. So. But I'm just about at 5 months and pretty pleased with the way that things are going. About my 4.5 months. June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, I'm 4.5 months right now. Post. It's good. I mean, I'm unhappy that I ever had to have it, but I'm pleased with where I'm at right now. Pleased. And also, I tend to be a serial crafter. So if you are in here and want to tell me what you're working on, I'd love to hear about it. You can share some links even in chat so we can take a look at it. I am always interested in picking up more crafting hobbies. For better or for worse. I'm always interested in buying new crafting supplies. For better or for worse. So, you know. Look, there's another little green one in there. Get him. No green in here. And I'm not even sure it's a green that matches. Oh, no. There's that. Is that? Yeah. It's a green I have. But it's gone. I just threw it away. And a light blue. I guess it'd be more of a medium blue. Get out of here. That's probably that one. I don't know what number that is, or I'd stick it somewhere. So, trash. I'm sure they give me more than I need. Yeah. I'm working on the roses project. I went to the chiropractor today as well when I was done. And I show up and there's a new lady at the front desk. The chiropractor I go to usually doesn't have anyone at the front desk. He's kind of a small bit smaller practice still. He's fantastic. But there was a woman sitting there and I was mildly surprised. She was very nice. She said hi. She asked me to sign in. It was all good. And then a chiropractor, what seemed to be a chiropractor, walks out of the office, not my chiropractor. And I find out that my normal chiropractor has sold his business and moved to Spain. And I was there like last week. I had no idea. He didn't say anything, which I guess it was still being finalized and I get that. It's fine. But I was very surprised. Though I do think the office handled it very nicely. They said, you know, they asked if I was comfortable seeing this new doctor, and I said, sure, I'll give you a shot. And I paid, they said, your rate is whatever you were paying before. We're not changing rates. I thought that was very nice of them. They're going to be working with a lot more insurance agents, insurance companies, because they are part of a larger practice in another area of the state. They're just like the new expansion office, which is cool. So my insurance doesn't cover chiropractic, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter for me, but that's what we have going on. Doom, 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 doom. I did things. Pop stuff off. Missed. Oh, geez. Put that one down. I dislike you. Get this one off. There we go. I feel like there's not enough light in my life right now, but the overhead is on. It's just because it's cloudy and snowy outside. I'm used to a ton of natural light coming through my windows that I have above me, but I just don't have that right now, which is okay. I feel like some of these, like these, the blue ones that we're working on, I know they look black, but they're blue, that I'm working on right now, I feel like they fit in, and they might be just like barely smaller than the area that they're given. But then there's some of these that are definitely slightly larger. These shiny ones, the ones that are quite a bit brighter, they are a little bit bigger than this space. It all evens out, I think. But yeah. I feel like I can hear myself somewhere echoing. Let's check. Let's check if I've done something crazy. Okay, I don't think I've done anything crazy. Looks like it's okay. Looks dark in here, but it's nose. Alright. Woo! I'm pressing things. The mouse does not like being on the diamond painting. It's struggling with that just a little bit. We'll see how much patience I have for this. I think the problem is with these is I'm not very great at just like sitting down and doing this for an extended period of time. It's really easy to put down and walk away from and come back to. I mean, that's really nice about it. But it feels very stationary to me. And I love it, don't get me wrong, I'm doing it. But just kind of stationary. It's a very passive activity. Which is fine. It's a vibe. Oh no, that one's upside down. Get out of there. Talking to the drills like they have emotions. You cute little drill can go right there. Some people say I'm crazy. I think I'm crazy. It's okay. We're all our own flavor of crazy, right? Not quite lining up how I would expect them to. So we're just gonna kind of force it. That's how you diamond paint, right? You force the drills to do what you want. That's what I've heard, at least. Okay. I have no idea. No idea. Here, we'll slightly that, because we're gonna do this whole section right here. I feel like there's a lot more pressure on me right now doing this live than, oh my gosh, I stuck it directly. Let's put that protector down. Then when I just like do it on my own, pressure to do a diamond painting, who knew? Don't we, you know, there's no reason why I can't just put undue pressure on myself to be an expert driller. I'm not an expert driller. I'm hobbyist level at best. Beginner level drilling. Sounds a little innuendo-ish. There's been worse. But how is everybody's Halloween? Have a fantastic time. Anything good? We had a good Halloween. My husband was very, very sick. Vomiting all that morning. He woke up Sunday night in the middle of the night and was sick all the way through Monday. Was barely getting out of bed to get to the bathroom. And it was everything he could muster to get his costume on so we could take a family photo. And then he immediately went back up to bed and was done with it. He couldn't do anymore. Just that few minutes of being downstairs and human-like was more than his body could do. But he did end up going to work today, so he's feeling a little bit better. He's just feeling worn out right now. But so I pushed the baby around in the stroller. We live on a very hilly area, while my child dashed from door to door. She had a great time. She thinks Halloween is the best, and I absolutely agree with her. She's also a fairly macabre child. Macabre. She is into scary stuff, but if it comes down to it, like we go to the houses that are kind of spooky, she doesn't like spooky IRL. She likes spooky on YouTube. She watches scary. Sometimes I have to stop. I have to, you gonna be able to sleep? Or we do have some rules that some of the spookier games that she plays on Roblox, she's not allowed to play with her friends because I'm not sure if one, her friends would be too spooked by it, or two, their parents might not find it appropriate for their children. And most of it is like it's all cartoon stuff, obviously fake stuff, but she's 5.5, and it probably is a little scary for most 5-year-olds. So 5, 6, kindergartners. So I've had to set that rule, and she's done a good job of abiding by it. However, she just loves this time of year is her jam. She asked if she could sleep in a coffin which I had to politely decline her request. And the only reason I could, the only reason I could give her about why she was not allowed to sleep in a coffin is because there was nowhere in her room on the floor to put the coffin because her room is a mess. And she said, well, you can put the coffin on top of my bed. And I was like, I am not putting a coffin on top of your bed for you to sleep in. And then she asked me, you know, where do you buy a coffin, Mom? And I said, I will have to figure that out. Fun fact, we actually own a prop coffin for decorating the house. My husband and I used to go all out for Halloween until we had kids and got too busy. And just hasn't been a thing. We used to like to scare the neighbor kids that came by. So that has been a thing. So we already have one. I could have done it for her. I chose not to. I chose not to allow my child to sleep in a coffin through October. She stopped requesting it a couple weeks into October, so we're okay. Sorry, I got a work text. I'm just kind of pretending to not work right now. So that's where I'm at in life. Oh, I love doing this. Popping them in. Incredibly satisfying. I'm so shaky from PT today. Still. I don't have a super steady hand as it is. And then add in like a pretty hardcore workout today. And I can feel myself kind of almost jittery feeling. Which is fine. It was a good workout. I'm pleased with it. Happy I did it. Really happy with the progress I've made, but jittery. Jillian and Addie on YouTube. Slime Rancher. What? I don't know about Jillian and Addie. Is this... Should I be worried about it? Or is this something that I could introduce her to and she might enjoy? That's what I'm wondering, right? Is if it's, you know, is Jillian Addie somebody I should worry about and block our YouTube right away in case it's, you know, inappropriate? Scary, I don't think is inappropriate, but just like sometimes the things they talk about I feel like is inappropriate. Or is it just scary stuff and I'd be like, hey, check out this scary video and she'll think I'm the coolest mom ever. That's what I'm wondering. Sorry, that might have been loud. If my mic or the music or something is rough, you all let me know because I can't hear it. Like, I can't hear what you hear. I do hear the music, but I'm hearing it through my headphones, not through Twitch. So if it's overpowering or not enough, you all just let me know. Jillian and Addie. I feel like I might have to go check it out. See what Jillian and Addie are all about. My child is really into wanting merch. You know, everybody does merch, and that's cool. But like the YouTubers that she watches, most of her Christmas list right now is merch items. And I buy merch from some stuff from people that I like and follow, and or especially if they're crafters, I really like buying their product. Child horror skits. All right, so okay for me to show to my 5-year-old, or you would suggest not? I'm gonna take your word on this, dog meat. Dog. Totally okay. Okay. All right, then I will show them to her. I will show them to her when she gets home. It's okay. All right. So these are some of the diamonds I'm having problems to get. Like they're stuck together in 2s and 3 and mostly 2s. And I'm pretty sure they must have been warm, I think, when they got packaged. it's just like they're hard to get apart. I haven't really found a good way to do it. This is the way I have been, where I just kind of use the like washboardness of these dividers. But, and my sound levels are okay, I assume is what that was. They don't just like come apart in your fingers. I wish they did. That would make everything easier. Let's see. So that's been fun. I've only had a couple sets of these that have done it, but this color has been, I think this color has been the worst offender, and it is also my most prominent color. One of my most prominents. I got 2 of the large bags of this color. I have one other color that I got 3 of the large bags, which is a lot of diamonds. Oh, you can't see me trying to separate them. Okay. Totally okay to watch. Okay, I need to get the other 823 out. I'm gonna open it because I need more. I'm gonna need quite a bit more than that's right there. Scissors. Just cover that for a second. When I inevitably spill. My husband says I should be sponsored by LaCroix and Vanilla Coke. They're the only 2 things I drink. Really good for me. Really, really great for me. Okay. Let's get these greens out. Ain't nobody got time for green things in these jewels. Let's get rid of them. Get her out of here. Okay, so much easy to shake. And actually, I need to run to the restroom real fast because I drank a lot of water in physical therapy today. So I am just gonna flip to this. All right. Sorry, I'm back. With Halloween candy. Pleased that my child likes trick-or-treating so much. My watch just warned me of a winter storm warning. Sorry, I needed that to hold the thing up. Because it is snowing outside, and I love it. Love, love. Absolutely love. Okay. Let's see. This section I'm working on right here. We're doing this. Peel. Got some wax stuck on that one. I want to change up this music. I want something a little buzzier. Hold, please. See if it gives me an ad. Yeah, we're going to have just a hot second of an ad. So I'm going to turn that off for you so you don't have to hear it. This is how I get the royalty free, is by being willing to listen to ads every once in a while. Okay. In the clear. So I am totally obsessed with words on stream. I think it is so fun. I am not great at it. I'm okay, but I am not great. And I have yet to be able to find like a game like to download on my phone that has the same like words on stream vibe to even just like play on my own because I enjoy it so. This. Put a wax on there. It's okay. It's okay. No, I went over the top. Tweezer alert, tweezer alert. There's only one. That wasn't so bad. I might have overreacted. Just for the record. Small overreaction. Ooh, something groovy. Whoops. Whoopses! Stuck. Stick. One way over here. That went a long ways. Alright. We're rocking and rolling. It is not rocking and rolling. There is nothing going right with this right now. It's fine. It's fine. It's just something going in my bathroom. It's not like it needs to be perfect. Yeah, that's where I've decided this is going. My bathroom is all like brown and white and will soon have a little bit of gold in it. That's it. It's very bland. So I thought that this would be a fun bathroom piece. And then my mom saw that I was doing it, and she's like, oh, this would be really cool in my bathroom in Hawaii at their rental property. And so I ordered one for that. It's different. With grandiose plans on when I'm going to have that done. I'm not. We know that. I wish I had a sewing project today. But Twitch has been really great for me to make sure I'm staying on top of it and getting things done. And I love that. But it also means that, like, I'm going to have to make sure I'm planning ahead for the projects that need to get done, which is an interesting place to be in, because I feel like up until now I've always been, always trying to get the projects done and find time to do it. But now that I've promised to set aside 2 days a week to stream, my sewing stuff, all of a sudden I didn't have a ton of sewing stuff to stream. That's okay. I'll be better about it. It'll get there. November's going to be hopping. It's just the first day of November, so it's not hopping yet. It'll get hopping. I'm not worried about it. Just means I have to do some pre-planning on my part to get things done. I am sitting like this little tiny, like, old lady working at it. Ooh. I already am sitting, this is a counter height table that I'm sitting at on my computer chair. So I already have it like up chest height, which is great, but yet I still found myself way down here. Totally lost my train of thought. The question is, does that go that way? Yes. They're just too compacted in there. That line is terrible. Fixed it. The baby has found a new game. He likes you to count to 3. Go 1, 2, 3. And then he throws himself to the floor on 3. And he thinks it is so funny. I also think it is so funny. But I also think that one of these times he's going to hurt himself. I'm a little nervous about that, but it'll be okay. Oh, geez. All right. Doop-a-doo. I wish I had some scandalous stories to tell everybody, but I don't. I live a very regular life right now. It's kind of not exciting. It's very everyday. We are trying to figure out if we can go out of town over the week of Thanksgiving. Because it turns out when you have a kid school age, you actually have to plan stuff generally around school. Weird. So that works out really well for me as well. My husband he's trying to figure out if he can do it. So if not, we might try to go the week after Christmas, the week between Christmas and New Year's. I've never actually traveled on either of those holidays, and so I don't know I know Thanksgiving is a fairly busy week for travel. You hear about it on the news all the time about, record numbers of travelers through airports and stuff, and we're definitely going somewhere that will need an airplane. So there's that. And so, but I don't know about the week after Christmas, in between Christmas and New Year's. Is it a busy week to fly and travel? Do people do that? I have no idea. I'm sure Christmas itself is fairly busy, like that week right around it and before, but I just don't know. We never go anywhere during busy times. We always travel in shoulder seasons, which is like September, October and into, and then like February, March, kind of after the New Year's midwinter rush and before spring break stuff starts happening. Those are shoulder seasons. Early fall and early spring. So we usually do our traveling then, but child in school means we don't quite have as much flexibility with that. I mean, she's in kindergarten. She could miss school if we really needed that, but we don't know. It's like the disappearing jewel. Disappearing drill. They do disappear a little bit. I don't know. Boop. All right, 3. Getting close to being done with this little color right here. My favorite is popping the little single ones into the middle. I enjoy that a lot. It's incredibly satisfying. Boop. No. Boop. Boop. Ah! I just filled you with gel. The stuff. I guess we're going to refill her. She's not into it. Huh. That was weird. I know I just filled it recently, so it shouldn't be... Did I fill it? Maybe I missed filling it and only emptied it. I don't know. I don't know. I could get out a bag and sew that. I've got a bag hanging out that needs to be sewn still. It's all cut. Be nice to get some of those done so I could sell them pre-Christmas. That would be great. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to switch to sewing. I can pull the bag out. I've got a couple of them cut. Oh, there's one that I dripped. Okay. Let's see here and get this put away. I haven't actually put this back in these jars yet. I've always been doing it in and out of the bags. The jars are kind of new. I don't have to tape bags up anymore, so I think it'll be a win. But I find that I get so staticky. I'm also wearing a legit wool sweater today because it's chilly outside. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's a diamond disaster. It's not a, I mean, Disaster might be overkill. Oh, geez. Ah! Alright. We have to figure out a different way to do this. I guess I'll use my tongue. Not directly, obviously, but licking my finger to do it. It's mine. I'm not selling it. Don't worry. Oh, jeez. Okay. I don't know. I don't really know a better way to do this. I could take hints. I could absolutely take hints if people have ways that they battle the static situation for the drills. How does one battle the static situation? This music's too heavy for me now. I'm switching it again. Yeah, let's let that load. Go back to the chill stuff. It's too wintry and cold outside to do. There we go. All right. Yeah, if anyone has tips on how to deal with the static and the drills, I'm absolutely all ears. I have one still stuck to me. Because I feel like it's something I battle with regularly. And I know wearing a wool sweater is probably maybe the first step of not making it a thing. But, okay. How long am I streaming now for? An hour? An hour even? Do I want to do this? Let's check what the baby's got going on. Just gonna look at the camera. Oh, it stopped snowing for a few minutes. Baby is still out. Let me see. I've got to duck down here in my handy dandy drawers. Oh, I can't breathe. Oh, jeez. Sorry about that. That was the husband calling. And I never know what he's gonna say. So I, always start muted. That conversation's no big deal. It's about what time he's coming home today. But, sometimes he yells and I have to pull the phone away quickly. Okay. Let's see what bags I have down here. Let's get this Lycra out of the way. Weird. You mean Julie, who sews dance costumes, has Lycra in the way? Never. I never have Lycra in the way. Okay, so I have this one. bag that I'm working on. Zipper for it. Another thing for it. Oh, I know. I could figure out how to get this drawer out. I cannot. Ow. See if I get all the pieces. If I can get all the pieces out, we can work on it. There's the bottom. Another zipper, but I'm not sure if that goes into that one or another one. Oh. Okay. Let me back this up a little so I can organize the pieces. I forgot to cover this. No! It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, look. All right. Okay. Just throw those out of the way. They just go in a bag. It's fine. Okay. One lining piece. Pocket. Already attached to the lining piece. Look at past me being so ready. Other bag's pocket attached to the lining piece, but I only need one for the thing. So we're good there. And then I need 4 of these per lining. Okay, so there's one whole inside lining with the zipper. There we go. Okay. This is a strap. I don't even care about the strap. That's the outside base. This is the... Is that already in there? Yeah, that's already in the other one. That's nothing, because that's part of it. So this is the strap. This is the inside. Let's see if we can get the outside pulled out. I think I already have the hardware on this one too. Yes, so there's the outside of this one. Look, I already have hardware on it too. So that's fun. It's got some threads, but that's no big deal. There's the outside. Outside's looking nice. I still need to do some things. That's okay. Bottom, I have that. I have that. I don't have the bottom for the lining. Let's get the bottom for the lining out. So yeah, I'm switching gears. I'm going to sew for a minute. It's who I am as a person anyway. Come on. Is this the bottom of the lining? Yes. Here's the lining bottom. And here's the other full lining. That goes to the other one because I'm not working on that one yet. And then I do often do them in batches, but I'm not going to batch today. And then this is the slip pocket. Forgot that I have slip pockets for some of them. I actually like that slip pocket better. This one is kind of bubbly, which is not a big deal. It looks fine on the outside, but the back is a little rough. It gets covered. It's okay. It doesn't matter that much, but I'm going to use that later for something else. Okay, so I have all of my pieces. We can sew a bag today. This will be fun. Super fun. I need 2 of these for the handles, right? Yeah, those are the handles. Those are the handles for the other bag. I just got really excited to sew for a minute, which is exciting because I wasn't vibing it today. And all of a sudden I'm like, no, I want to do this. I have, so the last couple pieces of hardware that I need, I'm going to need clear PVC tubing. I don't know if there's a fancy name for this, but that's what that is. I feel like somewhere in my life I already have pieces pre-cut. Look, I do. I'll tell you why I have all of these pieces pre-cut and I have done nothing on them. Hold on, let me see if I have one more piece under here. I'm not going to use these, but they're fun to look at today. I have them pre-cut
because I was making a whole bunch of them to sell this summer, and then I got injured. Snaps. That's only the back half of the snaps though, but I do need snaps. Oh, here's the front half of the snaps, I think. Nope, these are the other snaps. I think the back half, I think these are still upstairs, but randomly enough upstairs in one of the bathrooms, don't ask me how that happened. Okay, so I need to cut. So what I was doing, so this summer I made a whole bunch of these bags, this pattern for teacher thank you gifts. We're just gonna cut one more out while I have this out. So I made a whole bunch of some teacher thank you gifts, which are very retail expensive teacher gifts, but because these bags are bags that I sell usually for these ones, these are like $125 bags because of my time. They take time, right? So I cut a whole bunch because I sell them here and there, and then I got injured and I couldn't sew for weeks and weeks. And then after that, costume season got it happening, so that didn't happen either. And it's just been busy, but I'm, doing some other things. So really we're heading to the sewing machine with this. I'm going to change on Twitch what I'm doing. Let's see. Let's try and change that. I have to stand up to get to the thing. Check that. Done. Okay. So we are going to sew this bag together. I can pull up a picture of it. It's not my pattern. It's from RLR Creations. And this would be fun to sew because I haven't sewn a bag. I haven't got to do bags in quite a while. So, oh crap. No, Discord. I don't need you right now. All right. Cool. Let's do this. All right. So I need to move my camera because I don't have the camera set up. So I'm going to have to do that. Put my diamond painting away, which is fine. I'm going to slide this back for just a second. Oh, geez. What did I do? Oh, geez. Okay. Do some sewing. Ooh, I'm gonna have to get the iron out. Pressing is required. Get this rolled up though first before we change projects. Just doing a 180. If anybody wonders, I think this is how my brain like functions anyway. Okay. It doesn't roll as tight once you get to the dots. Put this down in its home. Get my ironing mat out. Because I'm going to need that in a minute. All right. Okay. We're going to sew that. We'll need this. Oh, guess who just woke up? The baby did. Just as I was ready to like hard pounce on a new project. He's up there crying. Because that's how the rolls in the world. That is the ultimate rule of how things go. Oh wait, don't get rid of that tool. That's my pokey tool. I use my pokey tool for everything. Alright, let's check on the baby on the camera and see if he is going back to sleep or if he's up. Hold on. He's totally going back down. He just woke up. I couldn't find his binky. All right. Oop, turn that down now because... Okay. All right. Let's do some sewing. Okay, so I just need to flip and put my camera back on the sewing machine. I already have the thread. I think I want, that's a much little bit darker than what I was planning on using, but I've got the thread that I used for this one just up on my shelf up there that I haven't finished undecorating Halloween yet. I'll get to it. Okay, so give me just a minute to get the camera switched over for the sewing machine so you can actually see what I'm doing. And we'll sew this bag. I actually think I'm going to find a picture too so you get to see what they look like. Let's... I think I have a photo of one I've made before. Oh, that's... Nope, that's fine. Okay, I found one. Actually, that's what I'm finding a picture of it so I can post it and show you guys. Sorry, that was rude of me. Let's mail it to myself. Like that. So I can see it a little better. You can verify it's me, but I'm just going to use my auto password stuff. Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. I think I know how to add this. Image. Bag. Browse. I'm learning things, y'all. Open. Okay. Well, that's real big in front of everyone right now. Oh, geez. Sorry. Okay, it's coming. So this is what we're gonna make. I mean... This is essentially, we're making a version of that. It's very similar. I used a different top right here. So on that one, I used like a very realistic feeling fake leather. And this one, I have a printed cork that I'm actually a little disappointed with, but only because I expected it to be a heavier weight, so I had to do some interfacing, and that it's fine. So we're going to sew this together. I think we can get a pretty significant chunk of it sewn. We've got some zipper stuff we need to do. Over here, there's a pocket piece with a zipper, a panel pocket. I don't mind this gross thing. That's just my ironing mat that we're going to need. We'll have to do a little bit of pressing on this specifically in a few minutes. So yeah, I need to switch a camera around. So I'm going to go But it's been, it's been a little over an hour. So I'm going to switch the camera around. I'm going to stand up and stretch just a little bit and switch out chair. I'm using my computer chair right now, but I'm going to need my sewing stool to get under the sewing machines. I'm going to eat a couple M&Ms. And then we'll get rocking and rolling. These are good. Right. So I'm going to leave this on here.
For reals. I'll be right back. We'll be right back. We'll get some sewing done.
Hey, Lythia, how are you? Sorry, I was just moving some cameras around because I don't have enough cameras for the way I set everything up right now. So, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. But I, on a whim, decided I'm going to work on one of these bags today. I have a whole bunch of them cut out. And I got injured just after I'd cut them all out, and I wasn't able to sew. I tore my ACL and my meniscus. So I really didn't start sewing again until a few months after my surgery. Yes, I'm making a handbag. I'm making one very similar to the one in the corner. That's one I've already made. This one has a little bit different detailing, same main body fabric. But I've got a whole bunch, and I figure I could get some of them and maybe get them out and sold in time for Christmas. Yeah, have you had an ACL reconstruction? Because it's been gnarly. I had my meniscus tear too. Oh, thank you. Let me pull up Twitch on my phone so I can see chat at the same time, or at least, you know, moderately be able to see it at the same time because I'm walking away from my computer. But yeah, no, I love these bags. They're fairly easy to sew. I'm just over here out of camera getting my iron turned on because where I was is where my iron goes. My husband's going to help me set up one more camera to make this a little easier, but the cables get in the way of like when I'm sewing and not streaming a bit. So put the case back over this because I'm going to use this as storage. Ah, come on, machine. I don't really need you right now, so maybe you're just going to go away. Ah, they have suction cups. It's heavy. She's so heavy. I don't have a name for that machine that I just moved either. I should come up with one. Maybe once I make affiliate, we'll vote on the name for that machine. She definitely doesn't have a name yet. Partially tore 3 ligaments in your knee. Every year rainstorms gives me trouble. Yeah, cable management is such a thing, and especially crafting. Well, this camera is real weird right here. Let me see what I can do. Woo! I just kind of guessed where it needed to go, so... Oh, that looks like it's a little better now. This camera is my most painful one because she's lightweight and wants to tip over even on the tripod. I need a heavier duty tripod for her. I think that'll be better. You guys will get a really nice close-up of me today. Ideally, I'd like you to be backed away 20 feet. Oh, that's going to tippy. She's a finicky girl. I need tape. I need another tripod. Yeah, your ACL and your meniscus. I like 98% tore my ACL. It was just totally hanging by a thread, which was pretty much not there. And then my meniscus I tore pretty badly in the white red zone, but it was mostly red apparently. So it's been a lot of... Yeah, the camera is on a super lightweight tripod. And the camera itself is pretty lightweight. It's a nice camera. I'm enjoying it so far. But the cord, especially now that it's like draped across the room, likes to pull it up. I actually have tape right here. I'm going to tape. I'm about to tape the front of it down to my desk because it wants to pull backwards. So we're going to put you a little further away so you don't get to see the texture of my premenopausal skin. And I think that's a better angle. I think that's better. It's gonna have to suffice for today. Whoa. Yeah, she's drunk. She's hungover. She was out partying for Halloween. That's good. But yeah, nope. I feel better now. I am in PT and had actually had PT earlier today, and I feel like a little bit of still a hot, sweaty mess. I still don't love this camera being so close to me. It's gonna be fine, right? It's gonna be fine. It's small, so it'll be okay. I'm just gonna have to live with it. Ideally, I want a camera like, I'll show you all with this one. I want it right here. And I have space for it. I just don't really have a way to make it happen. So, yeah, PT's been, yeah, it's Scotch tape too. It's like a very small amount of roll, but I find that I use Scotch tape in my life right now for so much. So we are starting with, this is an inside panel piece, and we're gonna make a zipper pocket. And in a minute I'll switch to my zipper. Oh, I gotta get that thread out. And I think I have a stretch. Yep, I totally have a stretch needle in here. So we are just gonna switch to a Microtex. Really sharp, really sharp needle. Let's see. I think this. Oh, I have an idea. I think this will work better. I have to reset up the angles for sewing. Ooh, look at my hands. Tape and string. I haven't done string. I love a good zip tie. Yeah. So I'm just getting a super sharp needle because we do have some fake leather that I'm sewing through. So it's kind of heavy duty. And when I get to sewing it all together, there's a lot of seams. Boom, boom. So, snips. A lot of seams, a lot of thickness. So a really sharp needle is pretty good. Sometimes I do the smaller size needle than this, but I don't have any right now. So this is what I'm using. I don't have any, but Lythia, you got me interested in drawing. The other day I was like, oh man, maybe that's something I want to do and figure out, because I draw the most ridiculous, like the most ridiculous drawings for my clients for their costume designs. And I have to, like, I warn them all the time. I'm like, yo, I am not an artist. So please know that my art, it comes from what I can do with the sewing machine and not what I can put on paper. Yep. So I think I liked your idea of taking just a basic art class. I might go to YouTube University for it, but it's something that would suit me to at least have some like basic drawing skills. Because what I do right now is my 5-year-old is probably better drawing than I am at this point. So these pockets are super fun. So the first bag I made of this, I was like, oh, I don't want to be bothered making a pocket. Like, it's kind of a thing. It's not a huge deal, but it's a thing, right? I don't want to be bothered with it. And then got the bag all assembled and realized the pocket is necessary to turn everything right side out at the end. So I had to create a pocket on that one. So got to start with pocket. Starting with observation drawing will help a lot. A great free resource is Draw a Box, and the classes I'm taking are No Masters Academy, $35 a month if you're interested in diving deep. Oh, I'll show you what I draw to start. I thought you were going to ask right now, and I'm like, well, you can go back and look at my VOD of the green costume, and that's about the epitome of what I do. So it's only moderate. All right, so we have to cut out the pocket. So this is going to be both the pocket and the zip facing. We got to cut it, and normally you would measure a 1/2 inch up and a 1/2 inch up, cut along the center, and then make cut angles, which I'm still gonna do. But I am not. Oh, thanks. It is fun to see how they start. And it was a whole new set of terminology because I've always sewn clothes and dance costumes, but bags are something I got into recently. It's similar to quilting in that there's piecing and puzzling, but it comes together as a 3-dimensional project and it's super fun. I want different scissors. And I'm in a whole new room right now, still trying to get myself organized. So I'm still going to follow that system that I just said, but I'm going to freehand it. I'm not going to bother with the measuring because I have an idea, and eyeballing it's fine because it's going to be totally hidden. So we're just going to cut. These are a new scissor too. They're like a bendy edge, so when you cut, they're supposed to be, I don't know, supposed to be awesome. We'll see. This is my second day using them. So we're going to cut fairly close. I'm probably 1/2 inch-ish away from the edge. Flip it. They were on sale at Joann's. They were having a 40% off sale. So I think I got them for $18 instead of their normal $40. Put those back for a minute. I'm going to get my little snips so I can be a little more precise. And we're just going to take from where we made that cut, we're going to angle and cut up to the corner as close as you can get without cutting through. I love Joann's too. It's where I go to spend all of my money. I have absolutely, did I cut it? No, I got close. I've absolutely debated going and just working a part-time, one shift a week, just to be able to support my craft supply habits. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. All right. So now we take this hole that we made, this really cool hole, and we're going to take the pocket and push it through. So now the pocket is going to be on the inside of my work. And this is where an iron usually comes into play. Yeah, absolutely support the habit. And I know that you can't use your employee discounts for things that you plan on selling, apparently. But I can't imagine that notions and stuff would be a problem. So this is where I would normally take my iron and press these seams. But this cotton, this is just quilting cotton for the lining, is pretty easy. I think I can get away with just hand pressing it. So we're going to try. We're just going to try this, see if this is enough. All right. I think I'm going to grab a couple clips. I'd love to use this clip, but it is currently scotch taped together. I can't imagine how that happened. 5-year-old. And what a convenient clip. Scotch taped together. She tapes everything. I can't keep any washi tape in the house because she uses it before I get a chance to. So also with this pocket, one other thing I'm trying to do is, so this is the front. The zipper is going to go behind this. I want the lining to be slightly dipped below so we don't see the lining. In this case, though, it's not the worst thing because the pocket inside You stole your mom's sewing stuff a lot. I did too. But I was usually making something with it. Yeah, in fact, the sewing machine, one of the sewing machines that I have that is like my backup machine is my mom's first sewing machine. It's a 1977 Pfaff. So it's significantly older than I am. I just had a brain glitch. I couldn't remember what I was doing. I was getting clips. You made things do too, but she disagreed. But it was important to you. Absolutely. Yeah, and I would say I made things as well. I was always making things. One of the things I always thought I wanted to make was doll clothes, and then would realize that they're so finicky that I didn't actually like making doll clothes. Your mom says over 50 years old. Yeah, it's also amazing to me. I think I might be a little older than you, but that like 1970 isn't 30 years ago. 1970 is 50 years ago. Oh, drink some water. I gotta go get it. Thanks, Stream Elements. I'm drinking carbonated water because I drank a massive amount of water at PT today. PT has me jumping. Literally. Okay, so this is pretty much done. I'm not going to press this. I think it's going to be fine without pressing. Doll clothes. I hate making doll clothes. I hate it. There are people that are so amazing at it. My daughter always, I don't mind like the 15-inch dolls, American Girl dolls. Those are okay. I can handle it. But Barbies, hell no. I will not do, those pins have been in for quite a while. That'll be okay though. Yeah, I don't do Barbie clothes. She got a Barbie like fashion kit a little while ago. And she asked me to sew them and I was like, I'll hand sew these. You sound like me in audiobooks? What did I say that's audiobooks? Yeah, but I won't do doll clothes. I absolutely can't. They're so small and finicky. I just don't have the patience to get in there and do it. So I realize the lighting makes it super hard for you all to see, but it also, oh shoot, we need the zipper. I have the zipper. I could go in and do a top stitching here. You won't do audiobooks? I love audiobooks. I have kids, so if I want to hear, like if I want to read a book in less than, a year, I just listen to it in the background. Yeah, it folded back nice, right? So the zipper goes underneath. I could go and top stitch it right now to keep it down and then go back and place the zipper behind. I'm going to save me a step and we're going to place the zipper behind now. The trick is that this fun zipper pull needs to be inside the hole. Oh, crap. Right? The zipper pull has to be inside the hole. If it's not inside the hole, you will have permanently, sorry, I didn't mean to hit my mic there. You will have permanently created an unusable pocket because the zipper pull has to be showing. So, get that, moderately lined up pretty well. Put a couple, I think we'll put a couple pins in. Yeah. Pins in. Yeah, so I have to listen to audiobooks if I want to finish in any time of matter. Because I can be like washing dishes and listening to my book or any variation of that scenario. I can be walking to pick my kid up from the bus and listening to my book. We're just going to slide that under to get that out of the way. So, audiobooks are life for me. I'm actually going to unzip that a bit more. So just pinning it down. Oh yeah, you voiceover. Oh my gosh, so you 2 to 3 okay, so you read the book, read what you're going to voice over 2 to 3 times before you read it out loud. So you've had some practicing. So for you, yeah, I can imagine by then you're over it. Absolutely over it. Well, I appreciate your voiceover work because people like me need that luxury of not actually having to do the physical reading in our lives. So do you, okay, so I have a question when you do this voiceover work. Do you practice it first and then just do, I assume there's more than one take because I've heard inside audiobooks the cuts of things that happen. So how many recordings do they want from you? And then do you do the edits or does someone edit for you? Oh, okay, that makes sense. So you hate audiobooks now as much as I hate doll clothes. That's fair. I get that. Sorry, I wasn't following along very much, but I get that now. Okay. Yeah, I dislike audiobooks as much as you, or doll clothes as much as you dislike audiobooks. On the flip side of that, I very much love an audiobook. So I'm switching off my walking foot. Look at this mambo jumbo. Walking foot. We'll put it back on later. Probably not till we're going on the lighting. And then I'm going to move the needle to the side. I want to get it as close as I can here. Back up a little bit. So nice and slow. It's a plastic zipper, so it is easy to, like, doable to sew over. You just go nice and slow. Yep, I love audiobooks. It took some growing into, but there's a convenience level for me, I think, was what I really love them for. And, you know, there's some audiobooks that I cannot listen to because I cannot handle the voice. Just not the style that I want to listen to it in. And I'm sure they are great. It's just not for me. But that's okay. There's been a couple books that I have really wanted to pop on audio and listen to I always listen to the sample. And after the after hearing the sample, I'm like, I can't listen to this person read this book in this way for the next, 10 to 20 hours of my life. Just not going to happen. Not worth it. And so I've ended up reading the book instead. That's okay. All right, we're just trucking along here. Probably the slowest thing that I do because zippers can be a little finicky. Zippers are something that I was always, I guess, told are really hard. And so I just avoided them for a long time. And it turns out they're not that hard. They're fine. Pull that last stitch. That's okay. They're not hard. They can be confusing if you are flipping them around or doing different things. I've lost my thread thrower awayer because I got rid of that machine that's right there. It's okay. So look, now we've got a zipper. The pocket isn't done yet, but we have a zipper. It's okay. I read it. We get it. You make these zippers look easy. Well, thank you. But these type of zippers with the facing are super easy. Zippers inside clothing can be a little bit more, especially if there's like a curve, but this is nice and flat. It's super easy. So yeah, we just did our zipper. That's our pocket. We are going to close it for just a moment while we finish sewing the pocket. See how that folds over it. So if you've done it right, which I've had many that I haven't, these line up perfect. They just line up on the end, just like they should. So, I do this a little differently than the instructions calls for. I'm going to keep this out. Just going to fold back. So I'm folding away the actual lining. And we are just going to sew this pocket closed along the sides. I'm doing about a 3.5 stitch length. Oh, geez. What am I stuck on? Got something going on here. Oh, there we go. Just a little thread stuck. Doop, doop, doop. Do I have some tension that's weird? Something is a little funky at this moment. The machine. I think my machine is like, whoa, you only sew spandex. What's going on? That's, I assume, what I think. Yeah, it does. It was, this is, this zipper, this nude, flesh tone, tan, beige, whatever color zipper you want to call it, is the color that I purchased to match my costumes that are going to have flesh tone mesh that need a zipper. And then I will dye them if they need to be. Maybe this will help. One of my tensions is a little loose for this. That helped a bit. I'll dye them darker so they match darker flesh tones. So, but yeah, in this case they match this like light medium beige color. So this is done. We'll clip the strings. I'm really terrible about clipping strings. It's on bags especially because it all gets hidden. I repaired one of the purses that I got, and it turns out all bag makers, or at least commercial bag makers, are bad at it. So this pocket is done. We're going to cut off these zipper ends now because we don't need them. I'm going to use still using my fabric. No, don't use the fabric scissors. They're not great right now. They've been used for other things. We'll use our paper scissors. Sorry, I keep hitting my mic. We're just going to cut the zipper. It's plastic. It cuts pretty easy. I'm going to cut both sides off so it doesn't get in the seam allowance because nobody has time for that. Yeah, I will dye fabric. Yes, I will. I do dye fabric. I dye fabric, and I mean, I have tie-dye like a hobby, but I dye fabric for color matching, especially skin tones. Right now, it's actually gotten a lot easier to get, I call it flesh mesh, but skin-toned mesh fabric that matches a much wider array. But for a while, if I had someone that was anything other than like a medium light brown, I would have to dye things darker to match them. It's been a thing in the dance world that we've been working on for a while. Okay. I mean, I've complained about it for a while, but I really have not been the person that has actively done it. That would be a lie. But there are people who have really worked hard on making sure that skin tone matching was accessible. And it's still not great. It's getting better. But here's the thing. Right now, if you go to some of the, the manufacturers that carry a wide range, like you often still don't get a perfect match. And that's across the board for any skin tones. And that's just because like skin tones vary so widely. Yeah, I do mostly dance stuff, Lydia. It's mostly dance costumes. At least that's what I get paid to do. But I sew a lot for my kids. I sew a little bit for myself and my husband. But yeah, and I make bags. Sew a little bit of bags. So there's our zipper. Roop, roop, roop. We're gonna keep that open because it's a pain to open a zipper inside out. And then also the pocket is not sewn on the bottom yet because that is how we're gonna flip everything around at the end. Yeah, and you probably like it's only been I would say like in the last really 2 or 3 years that matching skin tones of tans, browns has really been accessible to people. There's been people that will custom dye things and we used to do that, but we didn't use as much. I didn't use as much flesh mesh because I didn't have as many options. Let me see if I've got one of my flesh tone books. Hold on. These are my flesh mesh samples right now. These are generally like my lighter half of the spectrum, but I've got my darker half of the spectrum here, which is super fun because I don't really have to dye anything. I just do a close match now, right? This is more of a purple. It's not actually a flesh tone. It's for something else. But, you know, we've got, like, obviously that's not my skin tone, but look how, like, so good. This one is much more bronze. I don't think I've met anyone that has this skin tone in my life yet, but it might. But look how dark. Look how nice and chocolatey brown. Like, they're in a weird order. Hold on. But look at these beautiful darker shades we have now. Like, we can actually match, right? It's a nice range. And this is just like my darker half. But like I said, on the darker half of what I have, on the more brown, I still don't have a ton. Like, I really only have these 4 that are, you know, good options, but it's better than nothing. I feel like we're missing kind of the mid-range between these 2. Gets a little convoluted and really orangey at times, and I just haven't met a lot of people that meet this flesh tone color, but I have it because I might. Who knows? And I actually think this color as like a rust orange color could be really nice. Yeah, and that's the thing about all of these flesh meshes is they don't do the darker shades with a lot of undertones. They're neutral, or even maybe a little cool. Whereas when you're in the lighter ranges, there's a little more options. You can see here, I don't know if you can see, there's one with a little bit more of a yellow undertone. Whereas this one is much more of a pinky undertone. So there's still more options there. But yeah, there's actually options and it's super exciting. But this one is not a skin tone flesh mesh. It's like a purple neutral. It's for something else. That looks like the color of someone on their deathbed versus human skin tone. Yeah, we're getting there. It's getting there. There's a whole bunch in here of kind of the lighter half. There's a couple mediums in there. And always with flesh mesh, matching, if you can't get a perfect match, matching on just like barely on the darker side, super helpful. Okay, so we've sewn that. We have a slip pocket. Gonna sew a slip pocket real fast. We're just gonna sew them right sides together, which fortunately for this fabric, it's all right sides. I don't have to worry about that. Just gonna sew along the top. Base, we gotta move our needle back to Z's middle standpoint. Yeah, that's deathbed. Deathbed gray is what that color was just now. I'm not a backstitcher, but I feel like I should on camera for everybody. Ooh, my face gets really wiggly when this sewing machine's going, doesn't it? Yeah, I need another tripod. It's fine. It's fine. So this is how I normally do it. Oops, did someone say backstitch? Not me. Oh crap, I have a stuck. All right, Lydia, thanks for stopping by and saying hello. I appreciate it. I've got something stuck now, and I don't know what. Which one? It's the bobbin. Let's go take a look. I wonder if it's what's causing my issues. I didn't shut my door, but that shouldn't be a problem. Oh. Gotta love troubleshooting a sewing machine. Boom, boom. All right. Let's see if that did it. That was weird. There we go. Bizarre. Must have been a little catch in the string or something that got tangled. That was just stop sewing for a moment. Okay. All right, now we... Ooh. Let's clip a couple curves just to be aware of it. I don't think this really needs it. Okay. Flip it right side out. Pull it over. We're going to finger press because we're going to top stitch it. It's cotton and it stays really nicely, so we don't have to worry about it. Top stitch the crap. Okay, that makes me feel better that the way why it felt weird sewing wasn't like a tension problem, because the tension shouldn't have been wrong. There was actually something going on with the bobbin, and I appreciate that. Okay. All right, so this, it always wants you to top stitch as close to possible rather than the 1/4 inch like normal seam allowance. So I've got a little notch right here on my machine. You can't see it even then. And then I line it up, then I move my needle over. So my needle is just closer than that 1/4 inch. So it's somewhere between an 1/8 and a 1/4. I didn't move it. I could go all the way into like the 1/8 of an inch territory, but I didn't bother with that. Boop. Sewn. And now we have the top of our slip pocket. It's really cool stuff, and my nose is right there. All right. So now we get to sew the... I have another clip around here. We get to sew the... before we sew the lining together, we should probably sew the handles. Oh no, they're pretty curved in this. We're okay. We don't need to do handles quite yet. Let's sew the linings together. Boop, ba-da-doop. Where's the other back piece? I have lost a piece. Oh no, it's just right here. Okay. Our pocket. It's just gonna line up along the bottom. I think I want this on the inside. It'll be a little cleaner looking. I think that's the intention. You could stay stitch these pieces down first if you want. I think also the pattern itself, I believe, calls for this pocket to actually be up, sitting up above the bottom. It saves me a step to not do that. So what do we do? What's the answer here? The answer is... I think I like the pocket being lower. We're just gonna do it this way. It'll be fine. I'll have to look at the pattern and see. Put that back to center. We're gonna go at a 1/4 inch, even though the seam allowance is 1/2 inch for this pattern, because it's going to get sewn into something else, we kind of want the seam allowance to stay out of the way. Oh yeah, that's sewing much nicer now. Okay. Just making sure everything lines up pretty nicely. Don't worry. The thing about bags is they feel a hot mess and then they come together. Oh, what is stage? Sorry, Lythia, I could explain myself. I got totally into my head and sometimes forget that the cameras are rolling and sometimes people have questions. So, stay stitching is usually take your stitch to the longest stitch length that you have, and you're stitching something to just hold it in place for itself. So like when if I had these two pieces and maybe I needed them to be together temporarily for some reason, who knows? Like these two pieces, maybe they needed to be temporarily together while I insert a zipper, or like the case of those two layers that I wanted the layers to lay really, they laid flat, so it was fine. But if I wanted to make sure they laid flat, I could put a row of stitching in for just those two layers, then put onto the third layer, do my sewing, and depending on the garment, in this case it'd be hidden, but I would go in and pull the stay stitching. Usually pull the stay stitching. But if it's going to be hidden, you don't have to. But the stay stitching is an idea of you just being like, I just need to tack this down. It's kind of an alternative to pins, if you will. I don't stay stitch much on flat items. Like a piece like this is just flat, but anything that has curves, we end up stay stitching a little bit more. On lycra and spandex, when I'm doing costumes, I stay stitch pieces that are really small, and I'm going to serge them eventually, but I'll do a stay stitch on the regular machine and then take it to my serger to finish that up. All right, so now we're going to put the lining together, and this is just I should look up if it's a 1/2 inch or if it's 3/8 or 5/8. Pretty sure it's a 1/2 inch. We're going to wing it. We'll be fine. So we are just sewing the lining pieces, the lining panels together. Yeah. And the lining is just cotton, quilting cotton with, I think, Pellon interfacing, and it's a really kind of lightweight interfacing. I want to say off the top of my head it might be 809, but I don't remember the number off the top of my head. I'd have to go look at the interfacing to find out. And you'll notice that I did not backstitch, and my grandma is probably crying in her grave over that. But that stitch down there is going to be stitched across the other way. It's gonna be fine. Knock on wood, I have yet to have a bag explode on me. Okay, so on the outside panels that are going to be seen, I did the same thing. I stitched them two together, opened them up, and then I did some top stitching, so they laid down really nice and flat. And we are going to do that as well on the inside, because if it were for me, if this bag were just a bag that I was making for me, I probably wouldn't, because I'd be in a hurry to use it. But this bag is not for me. This bag is going to be sold. So we are going to do the really pretty top stitching. which one I feel like makes everything look nice and finished, because it is. And also, I feel like it gives it just a little bit more durability, as purses tend to get flung around a bit. They get flung around a lot, actually. So, also I moved my needle as close as I can to that side, to the stitch line, so we're stitching at 1/8 of an inch. I'm sorry if you're from the UK, I don't know what that is in centimeters or millimeters. I'm pretty good at doing like a centimeter to an inch. I couldn't tell you what the exact conversion is, but I could show you on my finger. Oh, look, those got sewn into it. It's not a problem. It'll just pull right out. This is why you trim threads. I'm a serial thread trimmer. When I can find my snips. Snips! Okay. I usually trim as I go, and people have sworn up and down that it's faster if you wait till the end, but I just hate always pushing threads around. It drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. Okay. Got it. All right, so this is our lining piece inside of the purse with a slip pocket. So the pocket is not sewn to the bottom right now because that will sew in when it attaches to the bottom. So that's one side. It's one half of it. Let's see what time it is. Then we have to go pick up. Okay, we can do the other lining, and then the other side of the lining. Here's my pieces. Awesome. And I'm getting hungry. Center that because we want our full seam allowance. Line up our edges. Got it. And push the pocket out of the way. Oh, 1/2 inch, Julie. Just trying to do a little 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch creeping in would be fine, except for the lining then wouldn't fit on the inside of the bag, which would actually be a problem. Okay. Do the other side. Just sewing up these seams. Make sure my zipper is out of the way. Nobody has time to pick stitches. I haven't pulled the seam ripper out yet. I'm not intending to now. Oh no. Okay. And then we open this up nice and flat. And move my needle all the way over so I can top stitch this down. This fabric finger presses so nicely. It's super easy to maneuver, so it's no big deal. haven't needed to press it. I think I'm pretty much done with anything that was pressing related. That was pressing in this pattern. The straps probably need... Okay, the straps are technically supposed to be pressed before I sew them to make it easier to maneuver the double fold with a really thick interfacing on there with fleece interfacing, but the last time I made this bag, I did not press it, and it was equally as hard. It didn't matter. The pressing was a pain in the butt. The sewing was still a pain in the butt. I don't think I actually need it. So one of the nice things about this is that that holds this seam down again as well. So it keeps the seam flat, gives it a little bit of reinforcement. I did make a mistake up here that I get to pick as I said that. So this is what it should look like down here for the top stitching. And that's what I started at, which was almost stitch in a ditch. So I'm going to pull, I get to pull the seam ripper out. I thought I was doing so good. Yeah, add another rip. I'm only at 6 though. 6 isn't terrible. That's not bad. We're gonna use the razor blade to pick though. Boo. Boo, boo, boo. Okay. What a pain in the butt. The only reason I'm not using my regular stitch ripper is because seam ripper, it's upstairs somewhere. It's an item that for some reason has not found its way downstairs yet into this room. Give me these. Give me the snips. All right, it's coming out. I have to go about halfway. But it doesn't matter. So there's going to be what the inside looks like. And this, as a reminder, this is what we're doing for the outside. So we're making that bag down below, but we're making kind of a different version. Instead of the plain leather top, we're using this printed cork. And so this will be the outside and our straps, and I'm excited. So I am actually going to call it done here because I'm going to go pick up the other child, the girl child from the bus. But I think I will finish this one. I think I'm going to finish this. I'll finish it this weekend. I really have no reason not to. I think I'm going to stream both Saturday and Sunday this weekend because I won't have the kids with me on Saturday, which is great. And then the husband's, he's working all weekend, so we'll have some time. So I'll get this finished this weekend. We're also probably going to rhinestone the Amazing Maisie costume that I've been working on, which is great, and finish up the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy costume. So it's going to be a big weekend. I would love to get some costumes already finished and in the book so I can get paid for them. That would be really great. Going in, I have to get them out and done far enough ahead of Christmas that people aren't like, oh, you're done already and to pay me, but also far, like, I would like to be paid ahead of it for Christmas, right? It'd be a nice boost of things. So let's see what we've got. I'm going to walk away for just a second. Don't mind me. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay, so we are going to be done today. Let me see who's on so we can raid with our little space. Let's see. I know you're seeing an empty screen. It's because the computer is... Okay, it won't let me click the raid button. All right, well, we're not gonna raid because apparently right now Twitch is telling me no, and the raid command is giving me an error. So that's super fun. All right, well then never mind. We will continue working on this weekend, and I will